All right, man. Let's do this one of them podcast things. Dude, are you wearing a t-shirt with your name on it?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. That's nice.
10 years. It's an old one. Dude, it's a 10-year t-shirt that is about to be 10 years old.
I can't do that math in my head, but that sounds pretty cool, man. Congratulations. That's awesome, dude. All right, let's do a podcast. We could talk about fashion all day long.
Let's go. It's time. Put on play pants.
But this is episode 95. 95 episodes of the Play Pants podcast. That's my good friend Rodney Ryan over there. This is Jason Ginty. We've been doing this for a while now. I just, off the top of my head, I'm throwing it out there because that's how we run this thing. Much like we used to run our morning show, is we come up with everything on air. So why not come up with stuff on the podcast? 100th episode's coming up. We even thinking something here? Because I haven't. I just thought 100's a nice round number. I don't know what that means. Anything in your head? Maybe we do something.
We drink 100 bottles of beer and put them on the wall. You can drink your green sludge.
I don't
Show
drink.
Everybody, show everybody your green sludge that you drink.
I'm going to cover up the name here on our YouTube channel. You can watch this podcast every week on the YouTube channel. I don't want to, because they're not a sponsor just yet, which, we're working on that. But yeah, the green juice is healthy. I haven't drank beers. Dude, it's almost 3 years since I've had a drink of booze.
Wow.
3 years. Isn't that crazy?
It's super nuts to think about that.
Now, if this is your first time listening to the podcast, I didn't quit because I was an alcoholic. I just quit because one day I went, I'm done. Like, literally, that's why I quit. I just went, I'm done. I haven't touched it since. It's weird, right?
I mean, just the number one takeaway. Boom. What is it?
It sucks going out with drunk people.
Okay.
It fucking blows, dude. Drunk people
appreciate
suck.
the honesty, because I wasn't expecting that to be the first thing out of your yapper. But yeah, when you're not drinking and there's people drinking around you, they're dumb. They repeat stuff.
Yeah, and it's tough because
they're dumb. They repeat stuff. They're dumb. They repeat stuff.
It's kind of like that. Yeah. No, it's personally for me, I just at first it was weird to go out and people are drinking around you, and I'm just like, So I started just drinking water. Well, then I found out that drinking water constantly sucks. So I started getting into like mocktails and shit, which are delicious, by the way. And I found the first month I started feeling physically better. And then after like a couple of months, I just felt really good. And then I felt like I was sharper. My brain seemed to work a little faster. And it just, and it feels that way still. I mean, I'm not that smart of a guy, so I'm going to take every advantage I got. So why not get credit up with booze? So I do. I feel sharper. I feel more alert all the time. I sleep better. I'm not saying you got to quit drinking. Do your thing, man. That's not what this is about. It was just one day I just went, I'm done. I'm not gaining anything out of this,
But you were done with that and meat and everything, like all at the same time? Was it the same, was it the same cut that you made?
It was pretty much, yeah. One day I just was like, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life here? You know what I mean? It was a weird thing. And there was no traumatic experience that happened.
Well, okay, wait a minute. Was there a documentary involved with your decision?
I can't remember the name. I don't know what the hell it's called. It was on Netflix, and they broke it down. They broke down like what meat is doing to your body and all this shit. And they did the blood test with professional athletes, and one with all the meat eater was just gummed up with goo and fat. And then the non-meat eater was clean and sweet looking and great. So, I started doing the math, and I have high cholesterol. And it's like, well, this just seems to be good math, good science on my end of the world. So I just stopped eating meat. And, I'll cheat. I'll have crawfish. I'll have some shrimp once in a while. Or, you know what I mean? Like it's not a doctor's order. It's what I wanted to do. And because I'm an ass, like when I eat one chip, I'll eat the whole bag. You know what I mean? Or I'll have one cookie and I'll go for the whole bag. And that's the way I eat. I'm a skinny guy, but I didn't eat well. Fast food was my thing, man. I loved hitting drive-thrus. I'd hit drive-thrus 4, 5, 6 times a week. I haven't hit a drive-thru in 3 years.
So, okay, you feel better. You look great. You have high energy. Is there anything that you got as a report card from your doctor that said, "Hey, look at these numbers"? I mean, do you not have high cholesterol anymore? I mean, I guess your blood pressure was okay.
Mhm.
What do you have to show outside of feeling better? Is there any test results, anything that has come back that said, "Oh my God, boom, look at my enzyme, my numbers, anything"?
My shit's good. My numbers are good. Now, in all fairness, look, I'm not gonna sit here and go, well, I clean up my diet, I'm perfect. Fuck no. I still take cholesterol medicine. I have to, because it's hereditary. I eat well. I fall off the wagon, have some chips, and do all the bullshit still. But with the meds, my shit's on point, man. Everything is tight. It's good. My numbers are all great in the green, and with a little bit of exercise, almost 52 this year. Jesus. I'll keep up with anybody who's in their 20s. Dude, I'll roll. And that's the difference. I see guys my age, a lot of them, and man, they can barely walk and they just look like shit. They're out of shape, you know what I mean? And it's like, no, that ain't me, dude. I got a kid. My kid's almost 15 and I want to be able to still kick the ball and run around. You got the same situation, only crazier because you're older than me.
And my kid's younger.
And your kid's younger. So that's what really got me. It was like, man, I want to be able to hang with my kid. You know what I mean? When he gets older, like now he's in that spot where it's like, holy shit, he'll run circles around my ass now, but I can still do things. He wants to go for a bike ride. We can do it. We travel. We want to snorkel. We're snorkeling, so that's why I do it. End game. That's why I do it.
But I do remember specifically because I think Sue, my sister, she watched that same documentary and I said, okay, now hang on. Jason's going bananas over here. And I remember Sue saying, I might be able to get rid of the meat, and then she didn't. But that documentary was pretty powerful. I remember a lot of people, they just weren't as strict as you. A lot of people kind of like went in a more of a vegan route after watching it. I never watched it.
I can't remember the name of it, but you can look it up. It's really well done. And look, I was eating a shit ton of fast food and I was just eating terrible, terrible shit, man, all the time, fried everything. And, I went to the extreme to try and break myself from that. Now, is that the right way? I don't know. It's working for me, but have I peeled back a little bit? Yeah, man. Like I said, if I'm at a restaurant and they don't have an option that I like, then I'll get fish. You know what I mean? But it's once every 6 weeks. It's forced me to be a hell of a lot better eater. And I do. I feel way more energetic.
Was it called Game Changers?
Game Changers. That's a real easy one to remember. You think I would have, but it hasn't helped my brain at all, apparently.
But I remember my sister because the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary was really good, by the way. But she said that he was in there and he was talking about how wrong he was back in the day and thought he needed meat to get protein. And he must be pretty compelling in there talking about the other ways that you can get protein and how much protein is in broccoli and all these other things.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can get the job done. Look, at the end of the day, don't eat a whole bag of chips. Have a couple occasionally. You can really clean up your life by just eliminating a few things. You have to go nuts like I did. That being said, I was talking to somebody the other day and I'm like, I haven't been on, if I ever take another trip to like Europe or somewhere and I go to France or some shit, bitch, I'm drinking some wine. You know what I mean? Like I'll drink wine. I would. Okay. It'd be because if I'm going to be there, when in Rome, drink the wine. You know what I mean? Like,
wait. So I've always heard this too. I don't know if this is in your future. I know that you used to hunt a little bit. Would you ever think of going out and hunting, and would you eat what you caught or shot or killed?
I haven't hunted since I was like 17. So, and I never really got anything. Future? Yeah. I mean, look, back then it was like anytime we hunted, and I did it with my dad and stuff, is you hunted if you got something, and it didn't happen very often in my house. But if you did, you kept all the meat, you ate the meat all winter long. I mean, it was used. It wasn't just for sport. You know what I mean? It wasn't
like a bite of the heart. Did your dad make you do that?
Yeah, we drank out of it. He'd give us the deer apples and the balls and say, here, eat these. And we'd eat them like an apple, the whole thing. No. But yeah, you would do it. But nah, I have no interest in I didn't, after a while, the thing about hunting that got me, I liked going out in the woods, wandering around. I loved all that shit. And I liked, because it was always like, meet the guys, get coffees, hang out, and then go fucking kill shit. Well, I like to getting coffee and walking around the woods stuff. I didn't realize I could just go for a hike.
Yeah. I mean, I never went hunting. It just wasn't in my family. We weren't like a gun family, so we just never did it, you know? But I mean,
Dude.
I get the whole thing of going away for the weekend and having a big party with your buddies, but getting up and sitting in a fucking deer blind for 9 hours, that doesn't seem cool or fun.
Yeah, I never had the heart to try and kill something. But what really made me stop hunting, and it's pretty freaking logical, is I remember, you stand around and you're all talking, shooting the shit. Well, why don't you and Larry go down over here along this hedgerow, and you and Jimmy go over here, and we'll go here. Your game plan in the day's hunt, right? Well, you're standing around in a big circle, and you're all a bunch of jagoffs out there with your orange blaze orange suits on and shit, man. You just look like asses. But everyone's standing there with a shotgun in their hand. And look, when I went, my dad said, "Look, if you're gonna hunt with me, you're gonna go to the course. You're gonna take the classes. You're gonna learn to shoot. You're gonna learn to take the gun apart. You're gonna learn to put it back together and clean it." And he was old school, man. He's like, "You're gonna learn it forward and backwards, and you're gonna be safe."
Like Forrest
Perfect.
Gump.
Literally. And so we did all that. But you'd stand around with all these guys, and they'd stand there with their hand over the end of the barrel, just leaning on the gun. You'd be standing around like like you would stand around having beers with your buddies in a circle. And I looked down more barrels of guns.
No.
And that's when I was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm done. You guys suck.
I get it. I'm can't wait to read the comments, on the YouTube page. And I get it. People kill people. Guns don't kill people. I get all of that. But man, I am just not comfortable around guns. I've gone out shooting before. It's fun. It's awesome. I mean, I've shot some really cool guns too, man. And it's cool. But just being around guns is just weird for me. Just because I wasn't around them. So, I mean, it's just like if you've never rode a motorcycle, it'd be weird for you to be on a motorcycle, whatever you're around, motorcycles were always around. Guns were not.
You know what? I don't worry about guns. I really don't. It's dipshits with guns. It's people who don't know how to handle them. It's like, that's why I quit hunting. I couldn't be around these guys. These guys are all in their 40s, 50s, 60s. I'm 16 years old. I'm super safe guy with a gun, and they're walking around. And I can't tell you how many times I look down the barrel of multiple guns every day out hunting. I'm like, God damn, I'm not doing this anymore. This is scary shit. These dipshits aren't even unloading the car and the whole thing. Guns, a lot of times it's the dumbasses that shouldn't be having it. I got no problem around guys who I know how to handle a gun. I still don't like it being around a room with other people with guns. But if I don't know you and you got a gun, I'm pretty much jetting out of the situation, And I grew up with guns, 22s, shotguns, 12 gauge. And my dad used to save like old TVs, the old tube type back in the 80s, and in glass. And we'd shoot the shit out of that stuff. And there's nothing more fun than spending a day shooting shit. It's fun. But again, we were safe, super crazy safe, man.
I'm city folk. What can I say? I'm a city guy.
I grew up country a little bit, we were out in the woods all the time shooting shit.
Where Jason grew up, I mean, even though we grew up, we didn't go to grade school. We didn't meet until college, but there's a bit of a difference between believe me, when I say I'm city folk, I'm from North Tonawanda, for crying out loud. But there was no like guns. There was no place to go hunting. You could go hunting in Lockport.
Yeah,
you could go 10 minutes from your house probably and go hunting, right?
Totally.
So
yeah,
that I couldn't do. I don't know. Maybe that played into it. There just wasn't. I don't know. There just wasn't a lot of that going on. Anyway, I just finished up watching a documentary, dude, and I will recommend it. No spoilers, other than I just realized that Danny McBride is somewhat behind it as an executive producer. Danny McBride is like the golden child over at HBO.
Right.
He really is. I mean, Eastbound and Down, The Righteous Gemstones, and then I don't know if that other thing that he did, like the Vice Principals, that must have been on there too. But he must have some long-term deal. He's awesome. So anything that he has his name on has got to be great. Dude, 3 parts. It's telemarketers. Tell me you've gotten the call before. And I know nobody picks up their spam calls. You probably don't.
No.
But have you gotten burned even in the last 5 years? The guy on the other line said, "Hey, man, Jason, glad I caught you at home. Listen, I'm calling about the Fraternal Order of Police. The police need your help, blah, blah, blah." And they go right into that, where they talk about the police need your help. Have you gotten that call?
Oh yeah, no, I've like listened to the whole thing too. Man.
I've listened to it too because the guy's calling me Rodney Ryan, and,
Yeah.
and then he goes into Rod Ryan. I'm like, oh God, this guy's at the police station and he knows who I am, and he's gonna tell all these cops that I hung up on him. And oh yeah, we talked to Rod Ryan. This guy's always talking back in the blue. That piece of shit hung up on me today. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen.
Yeah, same.
Before I watch this documentary,
Right.
it's the biggest scam in the country, bro.
Really
Freaking believable. It's been going on for 25, 30 years now. This kid started working at this telemarketing firm when he was 16, 25 years ago. They know they're ripping people off. What happens is, and I'll just give you this is the basis of this. The Fraternal Order of Police, they're in on it. The place comes to them and says, "Hey, we'll fundraise for you, and we'll give you this amount of money." They're like, "You know what? That's better. We don't have the people to do it. You have the infrastructure. You're all set up." The problem is the place that set it up is keeping 90% of the money.
because they promised X number of dollars, right?
And they're given 10% to the Fraternal Order of Police, and the guys that came up with the speech and hires all the people and does all it, hires all criminals. If you can't get a job, the one place you can work is a telemarketer. One of the top salesmen on there, like, killed somebody, was in jail for 30 years, and then he couldn't find a job anywhere.
Jeez.
They know that they're ripping people off, but they still work there. And they don't even work on commission, but there's some high of like hitting your numbers every day, and they do it for 15, 20 bucks an hour because they can't work anywhere else. The police know about it.
But as long as they're getting their numbers, who cares?
They're getting their number. But what's happening is when they're on the phone, they're now starting to say, "Hey, we are working directly with the police." They used to have to say they were fundraising for the police. They can trick you into thinking you're talking to the actual police.
Right.
It's fucking insane, dude, that this has been going on all these years. And then they get busted, they get fined, and then they just open up shop under another name. And the thing about it is the police know.
Wow.
So they go all the way up to, Capitol Hill, and nobody wants to go against the police
Sure.
because they're still getting some money. Now, then they start going into some corruption here in Houston. The guy that was the Fraternal Order leader, he was, misappropriation of funds and everything. Holy shit. The amount of money they're bringing in, dude. And they're bilking old people. As soon as you're on the phone and you hear the police, the cops, oh my God, I'm going to give you $30 and you guys are going to go buy, bulletproof vests for our boys. Okay, great.
Hell yeah. I love
They
it.
talked to police that were injured that never received any money, nothing. It's awesome. I mean, it's
Jeez.
terrible,
Sure.
but there's a couple of guys. There's one guy on there that he's almost kind of like the Tiger King kind of guy. He's a goofy guy and you're kind of like rooting for him, but he also was on heroin. I mean, it's 3 parts. It's an hour a piece, and it's really good. It's not as good as Tiger King, but it's really good, dude. I think it's one of those ones that like everyone's going to be talking about soon.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've gotten that call, and you know what? I've always declined. I always found a way, but it's like you always felt like an asshole because I'm like, it is the police. Kind of glad I was an asshole now.
It's not the police. It's not the
Jeez.
police. Holy shit. So an obvious question to ask is, what percentage of my money is going to the charity you say it is? If you even wanted to engage with somebody on the phone. That's the one thing that I learned that was the takeaway. You ask them, who are you? What is your job? Now they just flat out lie. They say, well, we're with the Fraternal Order of Police. They can say that now, even though they're not. They make you believe that they're cops.
Right.
But the one thing that they kind of have to be honest about, if there's any honesty at this point, okay, if I give you 35, 40, if I give you $50, what percentage is going to the Fallen Officers Fund or whatever? And I think they kind of supposed to have to tell you. Now, whether they do or not, whatever. But
$5. Gee.
holy shit, dude.
See, that's
HBO Max. It's and then I just, like I said, I watched the third episode, and it was when I just left it running, and I caught Danny McBride's name on it. I looked it up, and he's the executive producer. So this kid just started. He must have had like an old high 8 VHS camera back in the day, and he was just filming.
Wow.
He kind of like, he was 16. He dropped out of school, and he went with all of this other riffraff that worked at this call out center. And it's good, dude. It's good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's yeah.
Mm-hmm. 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 Come on with me now, Rodney. It's a Wolf of Wall Street, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's literally the Wolf of Wall Street. It's how they started. I just love that Matthew McConaughey scene when he's pounding his chest.
It's weird too, because the guys are almost the guys that kind of came up with the scripts and started the businesses and stuff. They talk about them a little bit, but they're almost untouchable. Kind of like that. I don't know if it's David Miscavige or whatever. When I was getting into that Scientology on A&E for a while. The Leah Remini.
Right.
And these people that are so high up, like you can't get at them in Scientology. You just can't get at them. You can't find them. You can't approach them, nothing. And the guys that started this telemarketing thing, it's like they really don't have a lot on them. It's insane. They pay fines and then boom, they just open up somewhere else.
It'd be cool to get the script, because what happens is it's all in the wording. You word things properly. Those scripts are very scienced out. Plus, they immediately get you back on your heels when they say they're the Fraternal Order of the Police. As soon as you hear police, first thing you start thinking, because you're not really paying attention when you pick up the phone, you hear police, you're like, oh shit, what's wrong? Well, then you realize they're fundraising. So your brain starts to go, oh, okay, so nobody's in trouble here. It's the police. Well, we got to back the blue here, man. I'm going to listen, give them more time. And then they're just punching away. Once they know that first 10 seconds, they got you kind of disheveled and on your heels. And then they start punching you and they bring you in. It's all in the wording.
But the script is, if they say they just had a family member pass away, they don't have money, there's an answer for that. There's an answer. Cancer. Oh, really? What kind of cancer? I'm sorry to hear that, sir. And then they engage you. They will not let you get off the phone without getting, okay, you can't do the gold membership. Well, can I count on you for the silver membership?
Yep.
And they push, dude. And then the other thing is they send out that sticker, the Fraternal Order of Police. They send out that sticker and they lead you to believe that if you have that sticker on your car, and they do this and they almost shake down businesses like bodegas and stuff in New York and New Jersey. They almost make it seem like if you have that sticker up, you're going to get taken care of. They're going to know. Correct. And they're going to really keep an eye on your place. So they showed all these places with these stickers. Every one of these junkies that's working, they got these boxes of stickers and they just send them out. They don't mean anything,
I've heard those stories where, like, if you had one on your bumper, you get pulled over. It's kind of like a get out of jail free card.
You're led to believe that. They don't flat out say that, but they're like, and I'm going to get you that sticker in the mail, and let me tell you, put it on there proudly, that you helped out, and they're going to know that you helped, or we will recognize that you helped out. And it's all about getting people that sticker. And they just go around and the businesses. And then one last thing on it. This guy is a crackhead. And he's like, let me show you how this works. He sees Joe the plumber. He sees the van and the phone number. He calls the phone number on the van. Guy picks up. It's like, listen, here's the deal, man. Fraternal Order of Police, we're doing this, and we're calling local businesses. Businesses like yours that rely on the community. Well, the community relies on the police, blah, blah, blah. Inside of 5 minutes on the phone with this guy, he's got $1,000 out of him. He's standing in the street just showing how he can do it.
Jesus, it's insane.
He got the guy to commit to $1,000. A plumbing, he saw the van out on the street, and he called the number on the side of the van.
And then you just go buy a bunch of cocaine.
Crazy, dude.
It's Wolf of Wall Street shit,
crazy.
Dude. It's Wolf of Wall Street shit. It's the same idea. Wow, I gotta watch it.
Yeah. I'm like, did I give anything away? No, because it's wild, man. It's wild. And the guys are characters. There's like two main guys on there. And the kid just starts recording stuff when he's 16 years old, just has an interest in filming and everything. And then he kind of wanted to be a documentary filmmaker. And he started this 20 years ago. And
That's
he's got
crazy.
all the footage and everything of people, doing the calls and shaking people down. It's wild.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that this weekend at some point.
So it's called Telemarketers, and it's
All right.
on HBO Max.
All right. Yeah, good. I'll watch that. We didn't even bring up the fact that we do have a top 5 list today in this episode.
Yeah, we do. Something that we brought up previously on the show.
Yeah, this saved us from having to think this week. Top 5 favorite one-hit wonders. I like this one, dude. I think this is cool because I'm looking, doing my research. I'm like, oh shit. But then I started thinking about like, well, I started getting into the weeds because I overthink everything, right? And it's like, so what, I know you're a big fan of Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, Night Stalkers, whatever the fuck it is.
Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats.
Sweats. Okay, good. I'm glad I got that. But like his one technical hit is that Son of a Bitch song, right? I mean, that's his hit. The rest of it was never like a crossover hit, technically. I mean, that's where you get in the weeds because I don't throw them into that category because they got a million songs.
Okay, so here's why I don't put that in there. Because one-hit wonders, there were very limited ways to get a hold of the song. You had to hear it on the radio, or you had to go out and buy it in physical form. And you know as well as I do, Nathaniel Rateliff, a one-hit wonder is not going to sell out a couple of nights at Red Rocks in Denver.
That's true. Yeah,
You know what
that's
I
a
mean?
good point. Yeah. I'm just curious.
Because we're consuming things differently, but that's exactly why I don't have a lot of new stuff on here.
Right.
Because, I mean, now Gautier is a one-hit wonder, right? In the modern era. And then
Absolutely.
I think even when we kind of toyed with this, we talked about Psy and the Gangnam style, Gangnam dance or whatever it was. The Macarena, it's older. But when you look at the old songs, and it's real easy just to get trapped in the 80s. And I tried not to do that when I was coming up with my favorites. But man, like the 80s one-hit wonders are kind of the best,
Oh, there's a million of them too. I think part of that comes down to radio, and some of it was the movies that came out, the soundtracks. It all goes back to that. And then you had MTV banging the shit out of those songs, and there were no more. Like Devo's "Whip It." Devo's had other songs, but I couldn't tell you what they are. But I know "Whip It," "Whip It Good." That's technically a one-hit wonder.
They did a horrible cover of "I Can't Get No Satisfaction." Remember that?
Oh, it was shit. It was. I never understood that band. That was just nothing for me. Even the "Whip It," I'm just like, what? This is dumb. I didn't like it when it came out then, and I still think it's silly. I just never connected. One of my favorites is Gerardo's "Rico Suave."
Yeah,
dude. I mean, that's just panties are just melting off of edges with that song, Rico. So I hated that song too. Actually, I really hated that fucking song. We should do the ones we hate now, and then we'll do the top 5 favorites. Who let the dogs out? Woo, woo.
That Chumbawamba Tub Thumping. That was a one-hit wonder.
I actually like that one. I did like Chumbawamba.
I remember hearing it for the first time. I remember there was a guy in New Orleans, Christian, and he was kind of working records a little bit. He played it for me. And he's like, dude, this is going to be a hit. And I said, no, it's not. This is stupid.
So fucking dumb.
No, it's not. And then I was so wrong on that. I mean, it was huge.
Yeah,
it was
massive.
so huge.
Absolutely massive. So we could run down our top 5 favorite one-hit wonders here, but Rodney Ryan's got some activities happening soon. I'm excited about this one here. This is going to be badass, man. The Rod Ryan Show presents the Boobs Rock Golf Tournament 2023. Get out your wood, boys. Here we go. Foursomes are. I think I helped write some of the promos back in the day when we did golf tournaments, so there was no like wood ball washing joke left unsaid back in the day. So foursomes on sale now for the 4-man scramble tournament, October 18th at Wildcat Golf Club. Right now, looking for players, whole sponsors. I think there were whole jokes involved, auction items, and volunteers. All money's going to go. Okay, let me make this very clear. all money goes to the Rod Ryan Show Cares Foundation Boobs Rock Fund to support breast cancer research at MD Anderson in Houston. Everything you got to know is
That's
on
my
the
guy
world
reading this
famous
for the first time. That's my
Rod
guy
Ryan
reading
Show
this for the
page.
first time.
I didn't
Send it
pre-read
to
this.
you. Oh, I did send it to you late.
I didn't pre-read this shit. I got you. Everything you need to know is at the world famous Rod Ryan Show page at thebuzz.com. What you got to remember, October 18th, golf tournament. Get your ass signed up. You got a biz, sponsor some shit. You want to volunteer, hang out on the golf course that day? Volunteer, thebuzz.com. I just really want to like lay in there the all money goes to, after our discussion we just had a few minutes ago. Like that's, but it's things like this. And I was thinking about it, is like, you know, that telemarketer documentary, it makes you gun shy to donate. And it's a weird thing to talk about now after I just talked about your charity, but
Yeah.
it's hard, man. You get gun shy over time. You know what I mean? And that's why you've always done a great job with saying, look, the t-shirts, all that money, that's going to the real deal.
Oh,
You know?
yeah. I don't have like a staff, or I don't have to pay anybody to be on the board or anything. So there's, you know, I don't even use money to, like, I'd rather just go, I'll buy the stamps and that'll be my contribution. Like, I'll buy all the extra stuff that we need. That's my contribution in addition to buying the stuff. But yeah, all the money, I don't want it.
Right.
You know, it all goes. So it's better to keep it as clean as possible, you know? And that's why,
Absolutely.
dude, I mean, we were dealing with such huge money before, you know, I applied to become a 501c3. It was kind of scary, the amount of money that was going through us. And it just like, I needed to legitimize it, and I needed to be all on the books, because it started to, you know, now we're getting to be like $500,000. We're writing checks and things. And it's just on my word that all this money came in from our listeners. You know, it started to get scary.
Yeah, that makes it weird.
So that's when I had to do all the paperwork and apply. And, you know, you have to ask the government, hey, I have this thing that I want to do, and I want to fundraise, and I'd like you guys not to tax me. And they are, because of what we just talked about, they're a little leery about, you know, giving that status to just anybody.
Right.
So that's why when, you know, after you get it and then you start getting recognized, which was so nice, man, that Amazon Smile was the best. But you start getting recognized, like, okay, well, now you can look us up. You can look us up on Charity Finder, and you can look us up on the IRS.gov. And, you know, it comes up. It's weird. We're there. So yeah, it's a weird thing. And what you want, the people that you want running the charity, you kind of want people that have some money, because they don't need to steal. They already have money.
Right. Right.
When if there's somebody that is pretty dirt poor and they're running a charity, I'm not saying to run the other way, but I don't need to dip into the charity, is what I'm saying.
Correct.
And that's another, just a thing there's I don't know. I don't like talking about other charities.
Correct.
But there are some that make me a little crazy out there.
Yeah.
And,
no, I get it.
And I keep it to myself. But I would rather do everything right above the board for the reasons that we talked about. That telemarketers, you're right. Like the timing of like going from one to the next is like, uh-oh.
Yeah. How do I spin this? But yeah, no, it's cool, man. And the golf tournament always does really well. So October 18th, I believe, is what I just read. Thebuzz.com, get all your details, and get signed up, man. Go swing some wrenches, dog. Make those golf jokes out there, because I'm sure nobody does. I'm sure nobody makes Caddyshack references at all. Happy Gilmore at all. None of it all. Which brings me to, before we get into our top 5 favorite one-hit wonders.
Yeah.
Bob Barker died, 99 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Host of Price is Right in Happy Gilmore. So I was talking to my son the other night, and we were just riffing on Adam Sandler a little bit. And he goes, yeah, because there's some new movie out that's like his daughters are in. It's about a mitzvah and all this stuff. And I watched it because my wife likes Adam Sandler, thinks he's funny. And it wasn't good. I didn't laugh. It was dumb. And but I like a lot of Adam Sandler movies. Like, And my son's like, dude, Happy Gilmore, just make that again and again. He goes, that movie was funny. I'm like, you're right. Happy Gilmore was funny. But a lot of the Adam Sandler movies are all the same fucking movie, you know? But yeah, and we don't have to do a top 5 or anything, but God, he does make some bomb movies. And he gets a pass.
You know what I oddly like is that Hubie's Halloween.
It's
good. I like having it on in the background. I like when it comes to the holidays, when it comes to Christmas and Halloween, I will be the first one to jump on, you know, my company. I got iHeartRadio playing. I got the Halloween channel playing.
Mhm.
It's the same 30 songs over and over again. Don't Fear the Reaper, you know, shit like that. But I like it. That Hubie's Halloween, because I'm really not a big Adam Sandler fan. Now, I do need to see the serious stuff, like the, is it the Precious Gems?
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Did. I mean, I've seen some things that are okay. But that Hubie Halloween, it's stupid. He uses that dumb baby voice that I can't stand. But for some reason, I like that movie. I do like that Halloween special.
Yeah, I remember a couple years ago it came out, and my wife's like, "Oh, this is gonna be great," because she loves Adam Sandler. And I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, this is gonna be so bad." It just looked set up for just awful 90 minutes of my life. I remember laughing my ass off, going, "Okay, this is pretty good." So now I watch. It's a Halloween staple at the house.
It is an absolute staple in this house too. I watch.
It's funny.
Kid, it's just on in the background, like kind of like I run Christmas movies in the background.
Yep.
But I can't. But I can't sit there and listen to an hour and a half of Bobby Boucher, him doing that dumb voice, or Satan's son, or whatever. When he does those voices, I cannot listen to it. It's unwatchable to me.
Yeah, no, Waterboy. People love that movie, and there's parts that I'm like, okay, I get it, it's funny, haha, but I can't do it. It's like, oh, this just hurts. It hurts my head watching it. He did a movie, and I don't remember the name. It's about a stand-up comedian that gets cancer. It's him and Seth Rogen in the movie. It's heavy, but it's well done. I like that one. You know, it's a little more serious. Still funny. Okay. Still funny, but it's pretty good. Anyway, I don't know why because Bob Barker died at 99. Price is Right.
With everything that Bob Barker did in his life, it's amazing how much play Adam Sandler got in the last week.
Yeah, because of Happy Gilmore. Guys asked me by Bob Barker.
The Price is Wrong, bitch. I mean, that clip was running all over the place.
Which you got to admit, that was a brilliant move on Adam Sandler's part. Bob Barker, who the fuck
game show for 100 years. He was a bit part in one of Adam Sandler's movies, and I heard more people talked about when they talked Bob Barker. Adam Sandler was like 2 degrees of separation.
Yeah. Because it was so brilliant. Because what else did Bob Barker do? Nothing. He held that weird, skinny, freakish microphone and talked about fucking prices for 90 years. He was always on. And then he does the Sandler movie, and you're like, oh, that's cool. That was a great, great move. Just out of the weeds, out of the woodwork, and there's Bob Barker beating up fucking Happy Gilmore.
True.
So, Rod, how bad was this to do this list of top 5 favorite one-hit wonders? Ice, baby.
I didn't want to get trapped in the 80s. I tried to move around a little bit, but like you said, you know, I think that was a great thing to bring up, like Nathaniel Rateliff. We just consume music, and sometimes, you know, you have one hit out there, and then boom, people start gravitating towards your music. And like I said, that guy has a massive following. You didn't have that back in the day when you only had one hit, because people were exposed to that one hit, and then they really couldn't go and get you anywhere else unless they bought your album. But, you know, did anybody go out and buy, you know, the Video Killed the Radio Star, right? The first song played on MTV.
No, they didn't.
That was it. That was it. And I imagine that band probably went out and played some live shows, and
maybe I wouldn't know.
But they just didn't gain the popularity that people have because we're consuming music, we're consuming things in so many different ways now. Before it was like you either if you didn't see it on the radio, or if you didn't hear it on the radio or see it on MTV, that's it. You were done. You have to. You were going to get it.
You got to go back too, in a way, the way the things were working in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. 60s, you were buying the 45. So you had your A side, your B side. That was your hit. You know, a lot of bands, those pop bands or pop stars didn't have albums. You know, it was just dance floor hits. You know, then you move forward or jukeboxes. You know, you had that 45, so that was your hit. You beat the shit out of it. And then you had like the 80s, you had Solid Gold. Remember that TV show, the Solid Gold Dancers?
Mm-hmm.
It was the best, man. And then, but a lot of those acts that showed up, those were one hit wonders. And that helped solidify it because they'd have that one hit and you're like, oh, okay, bye. See you. That was it. I mean, if you really want to think about it, and this probably falls under the umbrella of Nathaniel Rateliff, Quiet Riot, Come On, Feel the Noise. I mean, you know, think about it. That's kind of it.
But they're really. But would you ever consider that to be a one-hit wonder? Would you ever consider like Quiet Riot with what you know about them? And
yeah, but I know that. But like the Fairweather fan who like heard "Come On, Feel the Noise" on the radio back in '85 or whatever, were like, "Oh, that's a cool song," and it just kind of it's just top 40 sugar. They don't know shit about Quiet Riot. There might be someone listening to this podcast, huge Kajagoogoo fans, and they're like, "Oh, dude, I got all 4 albums. Fucking great. I got the poster on the wall."
So I get into this with there's a guy at work, Skinner, who just loves music, knows music, everything. And he will be the first one that he'll say, okay, Madness, Our House. He's like, I know a bunch more songs, but he knows it's a one-hit wonder.
Correct.
You know, A Flock of Seagulls. They had more than Iran. They did have some other songs, but everybody knows the one damn song. So
yeah,
you can't say, hey, just because I love this band, it doesn't not make them a one-hit wonder. But I don't feel that way about Quiet Riot. No, I don't feel that way about Twisted Sister. I guess you got to put those two in the same boat.
We're not going to take it.
And then, I mean, Rat had a bunch of hits, so you would never bring them up.
Yeah, but technically, I mean, if you really to bring this full circle,
everybody has their biggest hit. You can't hold them. You can't criminalize them for having a really, really big hit and then having a bunch of sub hits.
Correct.
You got to talk truly one fucking song.
Like you could only name one song from that band, basically, because it's that one, you know? I mean, technically, Jump from Van Halen was their hit, but they've got 90 other songs, you know? So it's not a fair comparison. So we're really I'm just trying to narrow the criteria down, you know? I mean, so someone's going to have an argument for something. That's okay. I don't care. You know, Starland Vocal Band's Afternoon Delight played at the end of 40-Year-Old Virgin. I don't know what else they sang.
They bust into it a cappella in Anchorman.
That's right. Yep. Great song, by the way.
Afternoon Delight. They all pause at the same time.
Yeah, it's well done. Brilliant. A brilliant use of that song in that scene too, man. So I mean, there's a million. Oh man, I'm going through this list. Damn, there are some good songs.
Because MC Hammer, not a one-hit wonder, right?
He had what? Too Legit to Quit and
but Can't Touch This is just massive.
It's
absolutely massive. But he had other songs that charted.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You can't criminalize him as being a one-hit wonder because he had one massive hit, and then he had a couple other shitty ones. Smash Mouth, not a one-hit wonder.
No, actually they had, because they actually did get other hits. Technically,
they did some covers. They did cover songs, and then they got in Shrek and did all of that. Smash Mouth, not a one-hit wonder.
No. Taco, Putting on the Ritz, would probably fit under the
one-hit wonder. Now, that's not to say that they didn't try to put out a second single. I don't know anything about Taco other than that song, but I'm pretty sure that nothing else charted.
They put out. Actually, I got to redo. I'm redoing my list as we speak because shit, I forgot about some of these songs. Electric Avenue from Eddie Grant. Love that tune.
It was on MTV all the time back in the day.
Bam.
Great song.
4 Non-Blondes. What's up? That's it. That's all I got, dog. One hit. Great song. No.
One hit wonder.
Linda Perry.
Sure. She went on to be a songwriter.
She's written for Blind Melon, No Rain. Blind Melon, No Rain. That's it, man. Nobody knows other shit, really. I mean, I might know a couple songs, but No Rain is it.
Yeah, they did a song for the Galaxy.
Yeah, it's a great song.
That Galaxy song was great. It's a great album. It's a great first album. We've talked before. We probably talked about the Screaming Trees more on this podcast than any other podcast.
Shit, I love that
podcast.
I'm redoing my list.
But that Sweet Oblivion, that album is amazing, but Nearly Lost You, it's a one-hit wonder. You know, I didn't put it on my list just because I love the album and I can't do that to the band. But that is a one-hit wonder, way more than Quiet Riot.
Oh yeah. Because
I would, you know, when you mentioned Blind Melon, I would put them in there, right there with a band like the Screaming Trees, because they were on the single soundtrack for that song.
Yep.
Had that one video, and then that really was it, you know?
Yeah, and there's other songs from Screaming Trees that I do like, but that's their one. That's it. That's their one. All right. Well, let's do our list when we go back. Let's. I don't want to ruin all my list here. And we'll come back around on this discussion, I think, because the songs you have, the songs I have, I think this would be good. You know what? You're kind of cursed too with the one-hit wonder, because on one side, you've got that one hit, you've made some money, you've had success, you've done the interviews, you've played the late shows, you've done your thing, right? Technically, but you want to do it again. But if that's all you got, that's all you got, and it sucks.
Well, okay, so we have a little history. The Goo Goo Dolls could have easily been a one-hit wonder with Name.
Right.
That was not indicative of the sound of the band at all. They were still a punk-leaning pop band at that point.
Mm-hmm.
They had that song, and then they realized, okay, we're going to have to fucking shift gears, man. This is pretty good. There's a lot of money rolling in here. And Name really could have been their biggest hit, and they just could have went back to playing the rockier, edgier stuff and let Robbie sing a couple more songs.
Right.
And then they just kind of realized, boom. And clearly Iris is a much bigger song, but had they not gone in that direction, you know, they were able to pivot. You know, the other band that kind of did that was Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
Sugar Ray was kind of heavy.
Correct.
People in Buffalo are going to know that the Goo Goo Dolls used to be like a punk band. Everywhere else, they're not going to know that. Sugar Ray used to kind of be heavy, and then they did that song Fly, and then they said, we got to go and recreate that.
Yep, the Brinks truck.
And they did kind of have a couple of other songs like that. That would be questionable, that if you wanted to get into like a one-hit wonder with Sugar Ray, I probably wouldn't fight you too long on that. But they did realize that, hey, we got to go this direction now.
Correct. And there's nothing, sellouts, man. They fucking sold out, bro. Yeah, whatever. Who cares? You know what? If I get a hit on the radio and I'm making money, I'm probably going to go try and recreate that again in some way, go make some more money, because that's cool.
Maybe nobody did it better than Smash Mouth. You know,
correct.
As soon as they realized, okay, this is what you want, boom. Okay, we're going to give you a steady dose of this. And then boom, they went out and they did a couple of covers, got the Disney money.
Yeah, got mad cash off of this.
It all started with Walking on the Sun.
Correct.
Which is not even close to their biggest hit.
I know, it's crazy, right?
That's the thing that that's where we got introduced to the band. And then they just leaned into it.
Yeah, because they were alternative radio. They started out alternative radio with Walking on the Sun, because it had that weird organy guitar, whatever that weird sound is. And it's like, but then, it became a pop band. And then alternative radio went, yeah, all right, see you later, bye. You know what I mean? That happened with a lot of bands. Goo Goo Dolls, played Name, and everyone's like, whoa, this is cool, alternative band. And then, everybody kind of stepped away from them. Matchbox 20, you got a lot of the Sugar Ray, a lot of the Gin Blossoms, this is an alternative band. Okay, you're pop now. See you, bye. But that's a whole nother discussion. Sorry.
All right. Sounds like you're still moving shit around. You want me to go?
I'll keep moving shit around all night, dude. This is great. I love this. I'm looking at these lists and I'm digging around and I'm like, oh shit, this song's great. Oh, damn it. This song's great. So you know what? I'll go, because I would say we might have one song on the same, maybe one.
Okay. We should say that the reason that we even approached this topic is because the guy from Dexy's Midnight Runners was having a birthday. And I was really, I just wasn't coming up with a top five. I'm really glad we're doing this finally. I'm glad that we brought this back around because I know we've already like kind of talked about it. But the reason that this even came up is Come On Eileen, the guy that sings that song, was having a birthday. And then I said, wow, it's not my personal favorite, but man, it's got to be in the top all time, one-hit wonders.
Yeah.
That's up there, right?
It's gotta be. It's gotta be that. And Rico Suave. It's gotta be up there.
I don't know about that, but
Tacos putting on the Ritz has gotta be way up there.
VH1, I pulled it up. VH1, I remember they did when I was still kind of watching a little VH1, they did the top 100 greatest one-hit wonders, and they kind of packaged it up. And then they, how they did that format, which they may have invented that. They would go and they'd put on a couple of comedians and they would talk and they would just kind of like,
right.
Our friend Stephen Lynch was on there and a couple of stand-up comedians here. And they would just, oh yeah, back in 1983, everybody was, running around in,
Vanilla Ice pants
because of Dexy's Midnight Runners. Even though it was all scripted for them what to say, but they created that kind of format. And I want to say that they put out the 100 greatest one-hit wonders in that format. It was pretty good. We'll compare ours to that one afterwards, but go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So at number 5, I put in there because I heard it the other day and I was like, damn it, that song is still so great. And I remember the video just when it first came out back in the mid 90s, I just remember watching it going, I don't even really like girls with short hair, but holy hell, Natalie Imbruglia Torn is hot.
Yeah.
I just remember watching the video going, oh, I'll watch her walk around her living room all day. Every time it came on, and it came on MTV a lot, dude. I watched that video a lot. Love that tune. Song's still great. Still a great song.
That's kind of a punchline on the show here in Houston. I one day just came on and I said, listen, I would like to share everything with you guys. I just want you to know how much I love this song. And I played it. And I played it one morning. And I said, listen. So people started calling it Torn Club. And then anytime there's any kind of sensitive thing going on for guys, it's like, okay, emergency meeting, Torn Club right now. Everybody come in, Torn Club, and we'll play the song. Oh my God. and all these guys, it doesn't matter. It's not cool if a chick likes that song. No shit, you like that song.
Correct.
But it's funny that as soon as I kind of broke down and I said how much I like it, all these guys are like, dude, hashtag Torn Club. Can I get in? I'm in. I love that song. Oh my God. I love that song. So yeah, sometimes we have emergency Torn Club meetings.
I get it. Sounds like what's his name there? The soccer. Jesus Christ, I'm such an idiot. I gotta start drinking again. My brain just freezes all the time.
I thought one of the benefits was being
so
sharp.
Much for sharper. Fucking Jason Sudeikis.
Yes.
The soccer show. Good Christ. He had the wolf pack. Every time they had a problem, remember they'd call in the wolf pack, all the coaches stand around. I'm having trouble with a chick, and they'd all be barking and shit.
Yes.
I don't remember the show's name.
Ted Lasso.
Jesus. Wow. Oh, good. I quit. I
think you should start drinking.
Wow. I think my hat's too tight or something tonight. Natalie Imbruglia Torn at enough. Jesus Christ. 5. Ted Lasso. Thanks. Only watched it a million times. Number 4. I still like this song, but I like it because A, it's a good song, and B, it just reminds me of the old days of getting kicked out of bars at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., whatever time they closed. Closing Time from Semisonic. Oh, they had a minor follow-up single, but it never really did shit. But Closing Time, just cool song. We still play it occasionally. And it just reminds me, because like New Orleans doesn't close, so you don't have to worry about closing time, but closing time is a thing in most cities, apparently. And I remember back in the day, it'd be like, fuck, man, it's almost 3 o'clock. You and I'd go to the bar, and there'd just be shots. Okay, we got to hammer back before we get kicked out. Closing time. So that song, every time I hear it, reminds me of hanging out in a bar in Buffalo and getting booted out at 3 or 4 a.m., whatever time it was.
If you wanted another Semisonic song, I can
sing it in your sleep.
Sing it in my sleep.
Love that tune.
Fuck, it's so awesome.
Great. It's actually a better song.
It's an awesome song. They tried it. It didn't really chart with it or anything.
Didn't do shit. Yeah. And
I think he even talks about like making a cassette in the song.
Yes.
Talking about like music on a cassette. Just to bring it around, that guy, Closing Time, that dude, he co-wrote that country song I was trying to get you to get into.
Yeah, he's co-written a
It was
lot
a
of
song.
shit. He's done stuff
Yeah.
with Adele, and he went on to just be a songwriter, and he's good.
Yeah.
Semisonic Dan, something.
Wilson.
That sounds good. I couldn't get Ted Lasso, so you think I'm gonna have any credibility after this? Jesus. Number 3, and heard this song just recently too, out of the blue. And someone was playing it at their house or something, and I was like, oh no shit, I forgot about that. Take on Me from Aha. And the only reason I know, or anyone knows that song, is because of the video. That's it. The black and white cartoon or comic book video.
It's one of
Good
the best
song.
videos of all time. Still, with all the technology, it was just so great. I didn't know what it was about. I didn't know who those guys were, who was chasing them with the race car drivers, like the cafe racer guys.
Nothing.
But fuck, it was awesome. And it's still one of the greatest videos ever.
Yeah, and they played the shit out of it, but still a good song. And Weezer does a pretty good cover of it. It's pretty right on point. So Weezer does a great job with the cover. Number 2, this song, I can't remember anything lately. It's been used in movies a million times. It's fucking great. You listen to the lyrics and you're like, oh yeah, dog, that's me. I'm doing it too, man. Norman Greenbaum, Spirit in the Sky. I'm going way back to the late 60s, I believe. That song is
it's
great.
the only time I ever heard of Norman Greenbaum, so I'm assuming that's the only hit that they had or he had. I know nothing about him, but
that's all I got. That's it. I got nothing on that dude. Great song. Listen to that song, man. And I'm telling you, man, put that sucker on. You're like, yeah, all right. I'm going up to the Spirit in the Sky too, man. I'm going with you, Norman. We're going everywhere. We're going to have a party.
I know you watch this shit, but was that in like Guardians of the Galaxy or something?
I don't know if it was. I don't recall it, but it's been used in other movies, and I don't know which ones, of course, but it's been used in different soundtracks and stuff. But great fucking song. You put that thing on, you're going to be like, yeah, all right, Norman, I'm with you, brother. Let's go. Let's do it. Number 1, you sort of shit on a little bit, but you liked it. Screaming Trees, Nearly Lost You. That's my number 1.
Man.
I fucking love
that song.
That song is still great. You know, when they play it, you're, in the Singles soundtrack. If you haven't watched the Singles movie, it's still great. It's just cool. Now it's such a road trip to go back and see young Eddie Vedder and, young Alice in Chains and the Clubs when they were basically unknowns back in that time period. To see it full circle now is great. Mark Lanigan.
I cannot recommend this book enough. Mark Lanigan, Sing Backwards and Weep. Screaming Trees, he sang for Queens of the Stone Age for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was in Mad Season for a while, wasn't he? Or was that somebody else? Am I getting that wrong?
He was in Mad Season too. But yeah, that Screaming Trees song is amazing. That album is amazing though. So I love that album. So I didn't want to put them in that category, but they totally fit as a one-hit wonder. Absolutely, they do.
That song is a banger. I mean, and again, man, look, we've beat this fucking horse to dust, but we should just go through the Seattle scene one time and just kind of bring it all around. But you have all this shit happening in the early 90s with the Singles movie. You got Pearl Jam and you got Soundgarden, you got Nirvana, you got all this shit, but then you had Screaming Trees are all in that, Mudhoney and what is it, Green River and all of these other bands. There was just holy shit happening. And and I liken it to, and again, I'm only guessing here, but that whole phrase, iron sharpens iron, like if you're good at something and I'm good at something, and you get together, you're going to push each other just naturally because you're going to want to keep it getting the best of each other. So I can only assume, and you were in a band, right? You hit the clickety clacks for a while. You see a band, you're like, oh fuck, man, they're way better than us. So what do? You go and you try to get better, and then you come out and you're like, okay, we're feeling pretty good about things. So you can only imagine the amount of talent in Seattle at the time and the amount of bands with great songs. It just had to be nuts,
Yeah, it was super competitive. It's so different now. These younger guys, we've done some things. We've done some cool things here where we've given local bands airtime, and we've done contests to open up BuzzFest and play, different shows. And it's been really cool. And it's kind of got me back into the local music scene a little bit. Man, they're all so nice. Like, we were not nice. You know, we were like frenemies with all the other bands. There was a high level of jealousy if anybody had done anything cooler than us. We would go and watch them, and we would be nice to their faces, and then we would go to band practice, and then we would shit on them. But you're right. If we did see somebody good, and there was only a couple of bands that we liked, that we thought, okay, maybe they're better than us. There was this band that used to play in Canada all the time, Svengali.
Oh yeah.
God damn, they were so good. They were so fucking pro. They all looked amazing. They were good at their instruments. They would just go up there, fucking spit out into the crowd and shit. I'm like, oh my God, they just had the balls, you know?
Right.
And we would go and watch them. And that was a band that we would, okay, we need to be a lot better. But you're right. You would go, but nobody was nice to everybody like they are now. All these bands, they're all buddies and shit. They're all go to each other's shows. And I'm here to support these guys. I'm like, we were not that nice.
No, you're competitive. It's that competitive spirit, you know. You want to, you know, and we did all kinds of battle of the bands and shit throughout the years, and you know, you'd be in those back rooms with the bands, and they're all being like kind of cool to each other, but they'd come up to you because you'd be emceeing it or something, you know, and you'd come out and introduce the band. And I never liked battle of the bands contest. It's not music is subjective, you know. Yes, you can tell that one band is technically better than another one, but you know, you either like a band or you don't, you know. But you know, you'd have somebody chirping in your ear, oh, those guys are assholes, or this guy can't even play his fucking guitar, or they would just be chirping at you all night. You're like, all right, whatever, dude. But yeah, it was very competitive back then. I'm assuming now there is a lot more support.
Yeah, they're all super pals. They're all super nice to each other. It's crazy.
Well, I guess it's one of those things too where like, hey man, if they make it through, maybe we'll get to ride the coattails. But that whole, you know, I know after Seattle hit back in the 90s, there was like little pods that were talked about. I think Atlanta, because you had the Black Crowes and other bands coming out of there. And in Buffalo had a little scene when the Goo Goo Dolls hit. People were like, oh, the next couple bands. And then that never fucking did anything. Once a band broke out of a city, all of a sudden after Seattle, it became like, oh, well, they got to have 9 other bands that are great.
Yeah.
And 99% of the time, no, it didn't happen that way. You know, but that's what they were always looking for after Seattle. The fuck did we get on this conversation? Did I get my number one?
Know.
Yeah, I did. Screaming Trees was my number one. Sorry.
Screaming Trees was your number one.
Ted Lasso is the soccer TV show, by the way.
It sure is, Jason.
Call up the Wolf Pack.
Number 5, 1980, The Vapors Turning Japanese.
Oh, I love that fucking song,
man. I always love that song. It's always like a vibe for me. I have a lot of these. I have a jukebox in the house, and it's a CD jukebox, but I feel the need to have like older songs in there. And I bought this cool compilation. It's called something about like the mellow 70s, the weird 70s, or Have a Nice Day series. It's the Have a Nice Day.
Yeah. Those are great.
And it's almost like all one-hit wonder type stuff, but that's the kind of music I want coming out of my jukebox. I have Guns N' Roses in there, and I have Offspring and AC/DC.
Sure.
But there's just something cool about something like I'm just going to say Terry Jacks didn't make my list, but damn it, you know.
Seasons in the Sun, baby.
Seasons in the Sun is fucking awesome. That needs to come out of a jukebox, you know, and the
Correct.
Vapors was always cool. The Vapors was a little ahead of its time. It was kind of like a new wave-ish type of thing. And, you know, it's old as shit, man. It's 1980. And, you know, not everything sounded like that in 1980. They had a cool, weird kind of new wave thing going on.
Now, not to get us off into some trouble zones here, but I always heard that song. And, you know, I got a bunch of dumb friends I grew up with. I always heard that song was about tugging, feeding the geese.
It is about masturbating.
Okay,
Absolutely.
good. That's what I always heard. And I'm not going to get into why, but I mean, because that song gets you in trouble, man.
In at number 4.
Next.
I'm trying to see, is it my newest song on here? It is 1999.
Whoa.
The New Radicals, You Get What You Give.
That is a great song. That sounds like a much older song, doesn't it?
Yes, but then at the same time, it sounds pretty fucking fresh still.
Yeah, but I mean,
it had a retro feel to it.
Yeah, it's got an 80s vibe.
the song came out, it became a huge hit, and the guy said, I'm out. He didn't want to play the festivals. He had a hit on his hand. The phone's ringing. Now you got to go and perform that song everywhere. MTV wants you. They want you to play in somebody's backyard. They want you at the beach party. And everything. He's like, I'm done.
Jeez.
Right when the song hit, he quit.
Just that's it, huh? I did my thing. I'm out.
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, it's the ultimate one-hit wonder because he didn't even go out and just celebrate that he had one hit.
Wow.
The dude, the lead singer who wrote the song said, fuck, I don't want this lifestyle. He didn't think it was going to be a hit or something, and he just scrapped it. Scrapped everything.
Holy shit, that's insane.
Right when the song was hitting and it was on every radio station and on MTV and heavy rotation, he goes, I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy, dude.
And Danielle Brisbois.
Close
I
enough.
think she was in the band. She was Archie Bunker's granddaughter, the
Jeez.
little sassy girl, kind of a jump the shark situation. They brought in a little girl after Archie Bunker was done. Didn't he have a series where he owned a bar?
Yeah. Archie's Place, maybe? Because
Yep.
Edith was, spoiler
Edith
alert, dead.
Maybe Edith passed away. There's a little girl floating around, and I think she's in the fucking New Radicals.
No way.
Danielle, I'm going to try to say it again. Danielle Brisbois. Brisbois?
No
I don't know
shit. That's
what
kind
I'm
of what a weird fucking band, dude. I didn't know the dude just punted after that, but I remember listening to the song and I'm like,
The guy in the bucket hat. The guy in
Yeah.
the bucket hat.
yeah, just a fucking 1999, man. That guy's a poster child for 1999 fashion. The bucket hat
Yes.
and the whole thing. But yeah,
The
what a great
the,
song.
The windbreaker with the racing sleeves down there, like Hooper's car.
Yes. Awesome. New Radicals. I dig it. That's good. I like that one.
All right, that's it at number 4. In at number 3, again, it always hits. Kung Fu Fighting, Carl Douglas. I don't 100% know that the guy doesn't have any other songs, but give me another Carl Douglas song. Somebody come at me with Carl Douglas, but Kung Fu Fighting fucking comes on. It's awesome. I'm kicking.
Yeah.
I'm kicking. I stretch. I kick. I'm 50. I'm 54. I stretch and I
Whoa.
kick.
Yeah. No, I love that tune too. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like it.
Kung Fu Fighting in at 3. In at number 2. Yeah, it is all old shit. Wall of Voodoo. I'm on a Mexican radio. Dude, that's 1982.
Really?
That's 1982. I wish I was in Tijuana.
Oh, yeah.
Cute iguana.
That's a good song too.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that song. That's in at number 2. And my number 1 all-time one-hit wonder, House of Pain, Jump Around.
Yeah. You gotta love that tune. I mean, even that still sounds relevant today.
We still play it once in a
Yeah,
while.
so do we.
As a
We
matter
still
of
play
fact,
it.
I should say that New Radicals is in somewhat of a rotation, and House of Pain, Jump Around. That comes on.
Yeah.
I told Radio Wizard, I told my boss, I'm like, dude, fucking put that in every Friday.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna be mad. Put it in, because every now and then when it comes up, fuck, man, it hits off the legal. Free Beer Friday, you're giving away beer, and then bum, 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 bum. Everybody loses their shit.
Yeah. Like you go to anywhere on Bourbon Street, you're gonna hear the song. It's still a great song. It's still fun.
hits.
Yeah. It hits everybody. And you know what? I don't care how old you are. You're gonna start jumping. You have to.
It absolutely fucking slaps. Of course, Everlast went on to have a pretty decent solo career after that. But as far
Technically.
as House of Pain having another song, I don't know. But I don't care. It's just so great. It's just so fucking great.
I do love that one. Jump around. Yeah. I mean, Faith No More is epic.
I love him too much because I could name 10 songs. I love
Yeah.
them so much. But
Yeah.
that I got to take myself out of that. They probably are a one-hit wonder.
How many Faith No More songs you playing on the radio, right? Exactly. You're playing epic. You're not playing anything else, dude. And it sucks because they got a million great songs, but it is what it is, you know?
That's the Goldfish song where the
Yeah,
goldfish is
where it's
flopping
flopping.
around at the very end.
You know where they got the fucking goldfish, right?
What's that?
You know where they got the goldfish from?
I don't remember.
Oh my God, this is fucking great. Dude, this story's crazy.
Tell me, I forgot.
The fucking goldfish that flops around, I think it may be dead. I don't know. Was a, you know, the weird Icelandic singer Bjork?
Bjork, sure.
Yeah. Okay. She's at a party in LA, and the guys from Faith No More are at the party. She's carrying around a fucking goldfish bowl at the party. She gives it to the guy.
Like Gil. Remember Gil? Didn't what about Bob? Bill Murray's carrying around Gil around his neck.
Fucking weird. So yes, Gil. What a great name for a fish, by the way. Holy shit.
Yeah. He took Gil with him.
So she's got this fish. The guys in Faith No More, somebody in the band ends up with this goddamn fish, right? So I don't know how it went from being their
They
fish.
stole it from Bjork?
It was a gift, apparently, or she left it at the party, so they just took it, and then that fish ended up flopping around on the floor. I don't know if it survived that little incident or not, but the fish from the fucking Faith No More video was from Bjork.
Was that in pop-up videos?
No, I do a lot of research on dumb shit.
Remember pop-up videos, though?
One of my favorite things on earth.
It was the best.
Oh, it's just show prep. You sit there and watch that, you'd be taking notes, and then you'd say shit on the air the next day. It was great.
They're showing Elton John that I'm Still Standing video, and then they stop it. They're like, there's Bruno from Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, the weird people in the background. And
yeah. But the goldfish thing sounds like something that would have been on pop-up video. That was a great.
It may have been, but yeah,
awesome show.
that's where the fish came from.
VH1, Macarena, Los Del Rio, in at number 1, their greatest one-hit wonder. Soft Cell, Tainted Love, in at number 2.
Yeah.
Come on, Eileen. Right Said Fred, I'm Too Sexy at 4. Tony Basil, Mickey.
You know, that was on MTV.
5.
I used to hate that song. I tell you what, you listen to it now, that hook is huge. That's a great song. It really is.
1982.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
She's an easy rider, dude. They pick her up in New Orleans. They take her and they party with her in the Tony Basil. They party with her in the grave in St. Louis, in the cemetery.
That's fucking pop-up video shit right there, bro. That's good.
Yeah, they definitely pick her up. Tony Basil, Baha Men, Who Let the Dogs Out at 6. I think you sang that earlier.
Yeah, dude.
Vanilla Ice, Ice Ice Baby. Okay, I know that he had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle song, and he had a couple other things.
That's his song, though. That's it.
Take On Me at 8. Gerardo, Rico Suave, and Nena.
Rico
99
Suave.
Balloons.
I hate that fucking song.
Oh, I love that song.
I just can't do that one. I can't do it. You know who does a great cover?
She was so hot.
Yeah, you know who does a great cover of that song?
Goldfinger.
Goldfinger does a great fucking cover of that song. Yeah, I did that one.
Darren's a Buffalo guy on the drums. Got a Sabres tattoo on his calf.
You know what this list is, dude? I'll tell you what this list is. This is a white person's wedding.
Yeah, a little bit.
This is a white dude's wedding fucking list right here. Dude.
What missed out of the top 5? I got a bunch written down here, and I'm going to get my ass kicked for not putting Torn on my list.
Dude,
to be honest, I didn't think
you?
about it, but that's great. That's a great part of your list.
EMF's Unbelievable. That's a sporting event song. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool.
So that came up on the air, and I blew some minds. Alex and Tessa had no idea that was fucking Dice. You're unbelievable. Ho! Bump, bump,
Really?
bump. That's
That's
Dice.
him?
Did you not know that was Dice?
I didn't watch that pop-up video episode, dude.
Dude, come on. You can't unhear it.
Yeah,
You
now I know.
cannot unhear it. Once you hear that song, it's fucking Andrew Dice Clay.
Wow. No way.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's so in your face. Yeah, we were playing it, and they were just like, holy shit. Once you hear it, then it's Dice. That's it.
Wow. Damn, I've learned so much today. This is great. Holy
That is a
shit.
great song, though.
Bobby McFerrin's Don't Worry, Be Happy. You couldn't get away from
come
that
on.
fucking piece of shit. Labor Day weekend's a big weekend here in New Orleans. It's Decadence weekend.
Mhm.
This is like the gay Super Bowl here this weekend. So you're gonna hear a lot of It's Raining Men from the Weather
Girls.
the weather girls this weekend. That's gonna be interesting.
Dude, I used to listen. I mean, that's 80s, right? So I'm young.
Yeah,
Those
83.
two chicks had the biggest black cans that you ever saw in your life.
That's good.
I mean, they were big girls. They were big. They were big girls. They were Lizzo big, but they had huge, huge boobs.
Okay, now we get into a weird place now. Oh, it's okay. I don't mind that actually.
All right, let's check it out. All right, what else?
You think about this.
But
This
you're
is where it
talking
gets.
about these weird songs. These aren't things that were going to be close to your top 5, were they?
No, I hate these songs. I did want to bring this up. Brownsville Stations hit "Smoking in the Boys' Room." Of course, you know the Motley Crue version much better.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting one. That was a one-hit wonder covered, and really, that's the one that I knew. I didn't know. What did I? Okay, let me throw this one at you, and then see if you get mad. I haven't had you quit in a while. Would you put? I don't even know if it was a hit. I don't know if it's just because we like the song. Ace Frehley's "New York Groove." It's not really
it was
a hit. Was it a hit?
It was the biggest hit. It was the highest charting song out of all 4 solo albums. And yeah,
I love that.
Definitely would go down as a one-hit wonder for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much of a
great song. Ace's fucking solo album was by far the best.
Right.
The best. And then I'll fight people, man. Jeans was good. Paul's was okay. Paul sounded like a Kiss record. And then nobody fucking said Peter Criss's album. There wasn't even one song that was worth a shit on that album.
Really?
It was so bad. It was weird, jazzy, weird. It sucked. It stunk.
He's the cat. What do you expect, dude?
All right. Here's what almost made my list, because you're just getting silly over there.
No, I like it. It's fun.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Relax. Still a pretty powerful club song.
Yeah, that works. I don't like it, but I get it.
There was another song though. I think there was another song though. So that's why I kept it out. Crazy Town, Butterfly.
Yeah, that's a good song. I like that one.
Which is a sample of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's Chili Peppers.
Oh yeah. I did read that somewhere.
It's a Chili Pepper sample. Living Color, Cult of Personality. I like so many other songs by them off, because that first album I was obsessed with it. But
great.
That's a one-hit wonder, right?
Yeah. No one's playing any other Living Color on the radio. No,
that's a one-hit wonder. So
yeah, unfortunately, but that's one of those bands that are just great, though. And by the way, still holds up. One of the best Saturday Night Live performances of all time musically. I remember watching that. It was like 90, 91, something like that. Whenever that, 89 maybe.
No,
and they came out, and I'm like, holy fuck, the energy that those guys had. I had never seen anything like that on TV. It was so great.
That's like mid-90s, huh?
No, that's an old ass song. That's like 90, 89, I think, came out.
Oh yeah, shit, it might be.
Yeah, Living Color. That's old. Still great.
Right Here, Right Now, Jesus Jones.
Jesus Jones. Nah, I never liked that song.
I always liked it. Brandy by the Looking Glass.
You a fine girl.
What a good wife you would be. And
Dude.
then the other thing that I wrote down was Delight. Groove is in the Heart. I always liked that song.
Yeah, that is one I could actually stomach. Something about it was really.
It was a cool video. The chick was super hot that sang it. It was really, really. It was a fun song. It was a really, really fun song, and it still holds up. I think it's a really good song. I don't know. I don't go clubbing all that much, but
yeah,
this old man would be on the fucking dance floor if it came on.
Like when you go to Vegas, you're not going to Hakkasan and hanging out.
I haven't been to Vegas in fucking 10 years.
Fucking Steve Aoki throwing cake at you, bro. You know what one we missed, and I still think it's a great song, is Bow Wow Wow's I Want Candy. Holy shit. You got to play that at Halloween. That's a great tune.
Love that song.
You know what song is great too, and I love, is the Divinyls, I Touch Myself. God damn, that's cool. That's a cool song.
I don't know if it's a great song.
No, but I like it. I don't love it, but I hear it, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's good. That's good. That's good.
I heard that band Aqua is doing something. They're
touring.
They did the Barbie Girl song with
Years
Barbie
ago.
being back so huge right now. I heard that
Brilliant.
they're
going
back
out
together or whatever. But wow.
Crash Test Dummies.
Could never get into that, man. And there's me saying something against Canada. I could never get into it, man.
Wait a minute. What? No,
No
way.
way.
You're saying something against Canada? You're home? Dude, what are you doing? You can't do No. Actually, you know what? I heard that song recently again, and that's a cool song. I love the melody and stuff. The part, I'm like, all right. Couldn't you come up with something?
Yeah,
Can't you
it's
rhyme
weird.
something with something? Yeah, but the dude's voice, holy shit, rattle your fucking speakers. Wow.
Yeah, he had a hell of a voice. The other thing that I wrote down was Ram Jam Black Betty.
Fuck, dude. In the movie Blow, Johnny Depp, white pants, white jacket, walking through the airport, and his feet are in time with the drums. If you don't
Black
like
Betty.
that song,
Bam, bam, whoa, Black Betty.
first of
Bam,
all,
bam.
you're gonna love that movie because it's fucking great. By the way, Blow is awesome. We didn't do the top Johnny Depp movies, have we? Holy
No, we haven't.
shit. Yeah, maybe we did.
haven't.
I don't know. Anyway, that's a great scene for that movie or that song.
Great soundtrack. It's a really Blow is an awesome soundtrack.
Goddamn, that movie is so great.
And why
we could do this-
Penelope Cruz isn't on every freaking list of beautiful women in the world? She should be, man.
She's okay.
She is so hot in that. I mean, like she's way hotter than Salma Hayek, right? And Salma Hayek is so much more popular.
You know what?
Penelope Cruz is hotter than Salma Hayek.
Yes, but I think she's more quiet about it. You know, she's not always out. You know what I mean? Like she's not always out. Selma Hayek's just always out. She's always in something.
But Salma Hayek's a vampire, man. She's so unbelievably hot still.
Oh,
Her Instagram is awesome.
Yeah, doesn't suck, right?
Instagram is awesome.
Gary Glitter's Rock and Roll Part 2. Hear it all. Well, I used to hear it at all the sporting events. They
still play it, and I heard that he doesn't get the money for it now. If you don't know, he's a fucking convicted pedophile.
Oh, this one's gonna piss you off. The Verve's Bittersweet Symphony, totally a one-hit wonder, but that band's got other songs.
Yeah, because Lucky Man is so great.
Fucking great. Modern English, I Melt With You. That's
great song. Fuck,
yeah, I mean, dude, this is great. And we're not even, this is just off a dumb list, and it's so great. Yeah. Anyway, Bismarcky, Just a Friend. No.
Yeah, no. Now you're just reading shit.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Michael Sembello, Maniac. Oh, that's
hey guys. The next time you're in New Orleans, big Decadence weekend, and
Maniac,
I tried to get my sister to get on a plane and come in just to do a quick like in and out. What do you know about this mermaid parade that's going on? I was thinking that maybe I would check that out. Do you know anything about it at all?
I heard about it. Yeah, a bunch of mermaids.
For the first year, it might be ghetto. I don't know.
It might be I don't know. I've really not paid attention to it. Yeah. You just come to New Orleans to come to New Orleans. You don't need all that shit.
I know, but I was thinking of just getting my sister. All right. Anyway, so hey, listen, take the pirate tour next time you go to New Orleans. Okay,
that's the thing.
Fall is just around the corner. It's gonna be amazing walking around. Then next thing you know, we're gonna be getting right into Halloween. Oh. Man, book the pirate tour now. It's a French Quarter walking tour. There's no other one like it. Discover the real pirate history of New Orleans. Book your tour. Piratesofthequarter.com. They've got a great page up on their website, piratesofthequarter.com. They got a whole merch shop set up for you right now. So kick-ass t-shirts are for sale. Everything is at piratesofthequarter.com, and then all the socials at Pirates of the Quarter.
You know, I just want to point this out, you know, for our sponsor, that, and people say this all the time, but I want to tell you truthfully, shit's booking up for the fall. So if you're coming to New Orleans, you might want to get there, get online, get it done, because the last thing you want to do is not be able to take the tour if you want to. That's frustrating to people. They want to take it. So you're coming in October, November, December, you know, go do the long weekend, look at the calendar, get yourself on it. That's all I'm going to say.
Final thoughts, Jason Ginty.
So I'm driving home last night, right? Driving home as you would. And, you know, pick up the kid from soccer, Hank, my son, almost 15, sitting, riding shotgun. I'm driving, you know what I mean? And we're going down the street, and it's not well lit. It's a main street. It's a fairly busy street, but somehow the street lights are out. You know, not the actual signal lights, but the street lights are out. It's 3 lanes across. I'm cruising along, lights green, cruise along. Some dude comes walking out in the middle of the street, just walking. He's got white pants on, like a wife beater tank top, and he's a black dude. Okay. The only reason
Henry's generation is not calling those wife beaters anymore.
No, I know they just tank top t-shirts or whatever the fuck it is, right? Yeah, I suppose wife beater is not politically correct. Either way, you know what I'm saying?
There's still wife beaters, but yeah, they're not calling them anymore. I forgot what they're calling them.
It's and whatever. So anyway, this dude's coming across. He's walking, but he's like, it's green, and this dude is playing fucking Frogger with his balls. He's like out there going from lane to lane trying to cross, and there's people like humming, hitting the horn and shit. Well, it's hard to see the dude, right? So I slow down thinking, I don't want to hit this guy. He may be drunk, high, crack, lost, whatever the fuck he's got going on. I don't know. So I slow the car down, right? Because I don't want to hit the guy. And he's kind of erratically walking through across the street. I'm slowing down. He's got his hand up and he's pointing at us. He's pointing at us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's dark. He's a black dude. Can't really see what's going on there. My son fucking leans forward and hits the deck in the car. He thinks this guy's gonna fucking start shooting at us.
Oh shit!
He's like, go. So I go. I didn't think of it. I just thought the guy was pointing at us like, hey, wait, I want to talk to you. I want a dime or I want $1 or whatever. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of it at all. I mean, yeah, my son is freaking, you know, and I saw the guy's hand up. I'm like, oh shit, you're right. I should get the fuck out of here. I couldn't tell either. But then I realized he was just pointing at us. But where are we? Okay. I kind of just handled it as, hey man. And I tried to explain to my son, I'm like, dude, he's like, why didn't you just go? I'm like, because I didn't want to hit the poor guy. Okay. If he's screwed up in the head, I don't want to add more trouble to this life. And I don't want to have to sit here and deal with the fact that I hit a guy, you know? He goes, it looked like he was going to shoot us. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You got a good point. But that's where his head went immediately. Okay. Now, in all fairness, he's, first, you're in the early part of your school year. And what are you going through now in schools? Shooter training. On campus shooter training.
Oh, that stinks.
So look, man, it was just a dude horribly deciding to cross a street, pointing at cars. And you couldn't tell the way it was lit. It was dark and he's pointing. He did not have a gun, but my son immediately reacted, leaned forward, got down and said, go. I'm like, holy shit. So I don't know what the hell kind of final thought that is, but that's what my evening was like last night, Rod. So I was thinking a different way than my son was thinking. I was thinking, hey, I don't want to hit this guy. Let me get around him and keep moving with my day. And he immediately was like, get the fuck out of here.
Like, sad too, wow. Man, that he would even have to think like that.
I know. And he's like, and then, we get down the road a little bit and he's mad. He's fucking mad. He's like, God, man, like he's just mad at it. The fact that nothing went wrong, nothing happened, but the fact that that's the way he thought of it. He was pissed. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, dude. He goes, oh, like that's what these kids are dealing with, man. Anyway, messed up. Anyway, how's that for leaving you on a high? I hope you got something better than that, dude. Come on, tell us you found a unicorn or something.
Yeah, I did.
Cool.
I'm a flat top guy.
Nice.
I'm a flat top guy now. What?
What's it?
I cook on the flat top. Look at me. I cook on the flat top now. Bought myself a gift for my birthday. And it's not the Blackstone that everyone sees. I spent a little bit more. It's got a stainless steel, so you don't got to season it and do all that bullshit. It's it's a little bit higher end. Flat top guy. So it's just a griddle, dude.
So you're doing hibachi, right? You're hibachi guy now. Is that? I mean, that's the same thing to put it in context.
Smash burgers, baby. The whole thing is like these really fucking thin burgers, man. You make a meatball and then you get the presser and you push it on there. Then you got your onions and your peppers going. So that's all I've really done so far on there.
I mean, just pancakes and eggs. It looks like a restaurant. It's cool.
Yes, and that's what I cooked on at the restaurant. I cooked on a flat top. So I'm a flat top guy now, bro.
I wear suits now.
Yeah. So I'm what? I cook on the flat top.
That's from Chef. That you weren't gonna buy that. You saw Chef and you're like, see, that's got in you. Cause now like I'm cooking differently now, man. Like I'm adding, dude, I still suck, but I'm still doing it.
I will have cakes and eggs and hash browns going this weekend. Aunt Sue in town. I'm a flat top guy, bro. Okay. I got it a little hotter over here for the
Yeah.
cakes because you got to have it a little hotter for the cakes.
Yeah.
You don't want it quite as hot for your eggs, but you get your bacon going. Boom, got a little bacon flavoring on there where you're putting your cakes. Stuff's all kind of blended together.
Starving
Boom.
right now. It's like
your buddy Rod's a flat top guy.
you do flat tops now. That's cool, man.
I'm a big flat top guy.
It's like
I'm a griddle guy.
when you come into New Orleans, and I'll give you two suggestions. You've probably been there. You got to walk down Bourbon Street and you got to go to the Clover Grill, right?
Mhm.
It's right there on, I believe, shit, I don't know. Dumaine, maybe. I don't know. I only walk down it a million times a day. It's right on Bourbon Street, further down, not about a block and a half from Lafitte's Blacksmith Shop, the sort of the quieter end of Bourbon Street. Anyway,
Yeah, it's in the back of the back of Bourbon Street.
right. It's got the countertop and it's got a couple tables, but then they got the flat top. And same thing, man. They got the hash browns. Hash browns, they're just chilling in the back for a while. Like that must be
Yeah.
lower heat. Okay. You're a fry guy, so you can explain this to me. They got those hash browns, fucking good, by the way. Just chilling with all the butter over in the corner. And then, you got your flapjacks, your griddle cakes pouring out.
You need high heat for the cakes.
Okay.
You need high heat for the cakes.
Eggs a little bit lower, I'm assuming, because they just crack those and throw them down.
Correct. So yeah, so you can have where you're doing your eggs in the back, you could maybe keep your hash browns over there because it's just keeping them warm. I mean, you got to cook everything in an order, right? So the first
Correct.
thing you're going to do is like the potatoes are going to take the longest. So that grill, you get it as hot as you can, and then boom, cook all your potatoes. Okay,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. Get all your home fries
Yes.
together, right? Boom,
Do
home
that.
fries off to the side. Now you turn that egg side down, keep the other side hot. Now get your meats. Get your meats cooking, okay? So
Yeah.
you're gonna have your sausage and your bacon, boom. And then you know what? Throw it right on top of the potatoes. Just keep it warm right there. Keep that hot. That's where you're gonna do your cakes now.
Extra flavor.
And then boom, you got that other side. It's cooled down a little bit, but it's still warm. It's keeping your shit warm in the back, but that's where you do your eggs.
Damn it.
Yeah,
Now,
dude.
let me ask you this. Are you going to take the time to get that onion, stack it up, pour the shit in there and light that thing on fire? Then you do the choo-choo train and shit. You can do all that?
Rum is the key. Yeah, don't think I didn't fucking look that up, okay? Don't think I'm not doing the volcano this weekend.
Dude, the
The
volcano
onion
is,
volcano.
I mean, I still get excited, man. You go to hibachi and it's like, it's still fun. I still love it. I love watching them cook that shit.
I will listen. Pictures or video or it didn't happen. Don't worry. You'll have a video of my onion volcano this weekend.
I can't wait to see that. And then you got to chuck little chunks to people sitting around it.
Okay, so I didn't buy a fucking Benihana franchise. All I bought was one little flat top. Okay, dude.
Boy, in my head, it sounded way bigger, dude. In my head, it sounded great. I thought you were going to have the big hat.
Bring
you
it back
know.
around, dude. I did not buy a Benihana franchise. I just bought one little flat top.
Which weird fucking connection. Benihana, whoever Ben Ihana is, and I know that's probably not the name of the dude. That's Steve Aoki's, I think, grandfather.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's his dad.
There's dad. Yeah. Steve Aoki,
Yeah.
That's his family. That's wild. Benihana.
There's a documentary on that. There's a doc. There's a documentary on everything.
And to bring this back around another degree from way earlier in the podcast, somehow Benihana factored into the Wolf of Wall Street, the real guy, and somehow bookkeeping, or they were having dinners there. Somehow Benihana helped bring down, I believe, the Wolf of Wall Street,
Oh, I don't know that.
the restaurants. Yeah. So we've gone full circle today. Rico Suave is done with his
why.
podcast.
Keep bringing that up. Rico Suave. It's terrible.
Rico Suave.
Are you even like putting an effect on your voice when you do that?
Yeah, I have one button. It's reverb. Like, I don't have like you didn't get a Benihana. I didn't get a Neve board from the fucking Studio 6 out there that the Foo Fighters use. I got a little 2-track thing here with one button. I've got your flat top of audio equipment over here.
Dude, my flat top kicks ass.
I'm
it
not
back.
Dude, I'm not shitting on your flat top. I can't wait to eat off it. It's gonna
Take
be
it
good.
back.
You're gonna make me sit on the other side of it and just feed me like a circus seal, like they do with Benihana. Here's your eggs, bitch. Eat this.
I'll flip shit over at you. No problem.
Yeah, I like it. All right, that's enough. Check this podcast out online on our YouTube channel, Play Pants Pod. Leave your comments, your favorite top 5 one-hit wonders. Any other comments, please leave them there and tell your friends to listen to the Play Pants Podcast wherever you get podcasts. Follow our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and get in on Rod's golf tournament. This thing is badass, man. And go to thebuzz.com for all those details. I've had enough.
Thank you, everybody.
Let's go. It's time. Put on play pants.
Find us wherever you listen to podcasts. See us on our YouTube channel and follow our social media pages at Play Pants Pod.